just want to ask you a couple of questions here. Allah. Okay, this is interesting. Before I go into this question, let me give you a question prior to this one. People like yourself are in the thick of it, right? You deal with a lot of people's issues and problems, and the kind of question that I want to ask you is that eventually will take its toll on you because you are literally charging everybody up. You're dealing with everybody's problems. You're carrying everyone's weight on your shoulders, and each individual does not see the 20, 30, or 40, or the 100 in your case, other individuals whom you're also carrying, and you've got your own teaching and so on and so forth, and you've got your own issues that are particular to you and in your family and personal life. What do you do in order to deal with all that? Because that takes its toll, right? It takes it takes the energy out of you. You are taking energy from yourself and energizing everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people really don't appreciate how much it takes out of imams when you're phoning and you're texting and you're doing these things at all different types of the day, parts of the day, and you don't have the time to sit with your family and with your children. And it goes back again to obviously families knowing that they share their husband with the community, and if you can't if you can't deal with that, then that's going to cause issues in of itself. But like Imam Kerr or Sheikh Kerr, I think that's maybe something look into. So personally, I mean, what do you do?
I think this is something I've learned over a long period of time. One word which is not only helps me, but I think probably would help most people in many aspects of their lives, and the word is boundaries. It's important to have clear boundaries and create a system where you have boundaries. So for example, I'll give you an example, right? On my phone, one of the brothers brought me to the realization that there's a setting in the settings where you can put do not disturb from a certain time in the day. So for mine, it's from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock, which means that if somebody tries to call me after 10 o'clock, it's going to say, I don't know what it says, I think the person is busy or the person's phone's not on or something like that. So from 10 o'clock in the evening to 7 o'clock in the morning, people can text me, people can WhatsApp me, but they can't phone me. So I've put a boundary there that is not a time that you call me, right? Because people used to call, all times of the night. People's, and the thing is, you got to a point where you're not a 24-hour, 7-a-day-a-week emergency services. You're a GP by appointment, right? So like a GP, you can't just pick the phone up at 12 at night and start calling them. You phone up, you surgery, you make an appointment, you go at the time that they specify, not with the time you specify, and they deal with you. And that's the same thing. So I don't turn anyone away, but I say, look, I have a system. If you've got a personal issue, you've got a family issue, you book an appointment through Unity Farm Services, we'll give you a time, and then we'll, inshallah, deal with you, right? So you have to, like you said, you have to, because I've made those mistakes where you've just dropped things all the time for other people. And then what happens is your own physical health suffers, your family suffers, and they have a right on you. Your body has a right on you. Other things start suffering, and you realize at that point, hold on, something's wrong. I've not done this right. So it's about giving your body its right, giving your family its right, giving yourself its right. Giving your students their right, giving the community their right. So everyone you have to give a portion to everybody, but it's very set. So I've got 2 hours for this, I've got 2 hours for that, I've got 2 hours for that. If I can't fit that in, come tomorrow, right? So I just made very strong boundaries. My personal number, people know not to give my personal number out. If people phone me at a number I don't recognize, I don't pick it up until they text me. And when they text me, I work out what the situation is. If it's like a family problem, I'll say, look, this is the email, make an appointment, no problem, and I'll deal with it when I have time. So I think you have to become more organized with your time, putting boundaries. In terms of people offloading, yes, you are constantly getting people offloading. That's something I've raised with my teachers, and they've told me what to read to protect myself and to re-energize myself. So I just follow their instructions.
For people listening who'd like to know that, what is it that you read?
I think it's specific to the person. I don't think it's a generic thing. So the Athkar, the special Athkar that I've been given, I think are they're quite specific to me. I don't think they're generic ones. But I think the other thing I'd add is, I do take breaks from time to time. So if I feel things are too much, I just have a day off. So a day off where I'm not looking at my WhatsApp, I'm not looking at my emails. The world's not going to collapse if I go missing for 24 hours. It'll still be there, and I just switch off and I go and spend time with my kids, or my wife, or go and see my mum, or whatever I want to do. I'll just take, if it gets too much, I just switch off, watch an episode of Ertugrul.